Folks, welcome back. Honestly, I wasn't even going to touch this topic on the channel. And I'm going to explain to you why I now decided to cover it after other videos have been made. Because every time I make a video on the topic of reprints, I get attacked for it in some which way. It's either, Alex is trying to artificially keep the market higher on his products so he can continue to sell them and his investments continue to rise, or it's Alex is against the little guy. He doesn't want packs to be cheaper so regular people can afford it, or, whatever other reasons people want to come up with. And so I decided to not even make a video about the quote unquote reprints of PALDEA Evolved coming. And I've been asked about it on either my, live pack breaks or my live stream with Eli, Pokemart USA. And I, gave answers of my opinions on those live streams, but I never made an official video about it because I just didn't want to deal with it. Well, then Pokey put out a very good video explaining his side of things and explaining all of the facts and everything we know. And honestly, he said a lot of the same things I was going to say. So I was like, you know what? Perfect. Brian addressed it. Most people watch my channel probably watch his. Great. And obviously I was reading his comments and, it's the same kind of comments I was going to get if I made a video. It's the same people, the same Timmies, complaining about all the same stuff they want to complain about, right? Because, Brian's seen as like the same as me, right? He's just trying to shill his business, trying to keep prices high because he owns the stuff, yada, yada, yada. But then, Danny Phantom, the hobby's golden child, came out with a video about the reprints. And you guys all trust Danny Phantom, right? I mean, surely Danny Phantom isn't down at my level. Surely Danny Phantom is a trusted voice that you all trust, correct? Even Danny Phantom, in his own words in his video, said, "What reprints?" And he went on to explain. It's a long video. Feel free to go watch it. I'm going to leave Brian's video and Danny's video linked in the description so you guys can go, pay them, give them some love. But he basically has told you all the same things that Brian was trying to tell you that I would have tried to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. It's that there's no information about reprints. Every single distributor that I have, Brian has, Eli, Pokemart USA has, anyone I've talked to has, no one's got any information. No reprints. Zero. Now, does that mean that MJ Holdings won't get product and you won't see product show up in stores? You won't see some booster bundles, some sleeve blister packs, etc. Maybe some of these sets show up in some collection boxes or tins? Absolutely not. What it means is you're not going to see this massive drop in the market, especially when it comes to PALDEA Evolved booster boxes, even though that was one of the items that was shown on the post on the Discord group that will remain nameless. All of you know it. And so you have to ask yourself, well, if Alex and Brian and all these other, evil businessmen have ulterior motives, can't we also think that maybe other people may have ulterior motives as well? Like maybe, hey, big scary post, but we're going to let you know where and when to buy it as long as you sign up for our paywall and pay us to tell you that information. I mean, does that not sound like anything to be concerned about? No? All right, cool. Anyway, we saw the rumors affect the market briefly. We saw PALDEA Evolve boxes drop down, what was it, like the 330s, I think it got down to, because people panicked. Now, if this were like the stock market, right, and you either made up or you circulated information that you knew to be faulty or you knew to be false, and then you induced others to trade, and either you made plays or others that you knew made plays, either to buy or sell with that information known to be faulty or fake, well, then you'd be opened up to like actual prosecution. But this is an unregulated market. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff here. And so to people that are newer to the hobby, they don't understand that this hobby is ran on rumors. It's ran on content. It's ran on all this stuff. And there are no laws that are broken. And so you have to understand these things are always going to happen. There's always going to be rumors of reprints, right? There was rumors of Evolving Skies reprints all the way up to the day it went out of print. And there was a lot of people that got, knee-jerk reactions. And they're like, oh my gosh, I saw this post. I got to sell. And a lot of people started to sell their PALDEA Evolved boxes. And now that Brian made his video, Danny Phantom made his video, more and more information is coming out. People are realizing, oh, this is not something to be afraid of if I own this product. In fact, it might even make it go higher when people realize we're getting more stock, but it's not booster boxes. And now the boxes are back up in like what, the 360s already. Likely, in my opinion, after all this kind of subsides, it'll likely go to $400 because people are really going to start panicking, thinking, man, there may be no more PALDEA boxes coming, which is what I've been trying to tell you for months and months now. And the cycle will continue. Guys, I understand when I give this the harsh truth. It's not popular with the people in the hobby that believe everything should be very cheap, very low value, and very widely available until the end of time. I get it. I know I'm not going to be a popular figure with them. But the last thing you're going to ever call me is a liar, right? I don't lie. I give you the information, right? And if there's no information coming from Pokemon, coming from any distributors, I mean, guys, like Danny Phantom, he's got all the distributors. Eli Pokemon USA, he's got all the distributors. Brian's got a bunch of distributors. I have a distributor. If no distributors, no one sales reps across the nation have any information that anything is confirmed, don't you think that either everyone's lying to you all simultaneously, or it might just not be as credible as you thought? That's all I'm saying. You don't have to like trust me or trust anyone else, but at very least, if you're just, kind of being objective about the situation and you're looking around, you're like, either every single person in the hobby is lying to me and they all are just colluding together to keep the prices of packs high and keep the prices of their investments high, or maybe, this information isn't as golden as we thought. And guys, even Danny Phantom in his video, I watched this whole video. He explains to you guys, he's not an investor. He doesn't invest in sealed product. He's a business. He also sells his new products at MSRP. Even though he could get market price for it, especially with his name, he feels strongly that prices should be MSRP. He sells his products at MSRP still to this day. And so, what reason would Danny Phantom had to lead you down the wrong way, giving out faulty information on his channel? The answer is, he wouldn't. I understand you could say Alex has reasons. You could say Brian has reasons. You could say whoever else has reasons to steer people the wrong way. Are you going to sit here and tell me Danny Phantom has reasons? So at the end of the day, guys, understand this whole hobby is ran right now on a string of rumors, a string of over exaggerations, a string of content creators popping up wanting to, seem like your best friend in order to get views and get, attraction because, they're speaking to the masses that feel like they're being, kind of, I guess, shit on right now by channels like mine because I'm speaking the truth about the market. And the unfortunate truth is things are going to remain very expensive, probably at least into the end of this year, if not into next year. And, speaking the truth that if you want to be a Pokemon collector or investor, the price of poker has went up. It is more expensive to do so now than it was in the past. It's likely never going to go back to the way it was in the past of $80, $90, $100 booster boxes. Is that saying new sets at some point will never get to MSRP? No, of course they will get to MSRP. Does that mean every Scarlet Violet era set is going to get to MSRP? Hell no. I'll stand on that hill and scream until the end of time. You will not see every Scarlet Violet era set at MSRP. It will never happen again. Will a few possibly get there? Maybe. But as I said before, in my opinion, you would be better off buying every single box right now at current market price in a year from now than you would not buying every box and waiting a year. In my opinion, a year from now, overall, every box combined will cost more than it does right now. Now, could we get reprints on a few sets and those actually cost less? Of course. But you're not going to get enough reprints in enough quantity and get distributors and all the distribution chains to sell them at a price point to make the market correct enough to really make much of a difference. Also, the last thing is, I know you guys hate hearing me say this, but I'm going to say it again. The amount of money on the sidelines is more than ever. Everyone that I talk to that invests in this hobby is investing less right now. They bought less Destined Rivals than they normally do. They're going to buy less Black and White than they normally do. They're probably going to buy less Mega Evolutions than they normally do. They are sitting on their cash, waiting for those reprints that everyone is screaming for. They are waiting for the price to come out at MSRP or under in the future. And they are waiting to start stocking up like they used to, probably more than they ever did, because it's even more proven than it ever was to invest in sealed product. And as soon as that product comes, it is going to get eaten up as fast as it comes, because the secret is out. People in the hobby finally get it. Over time, sealed product rises in value. It's not even debated anymore. When I got in the hobby, it was the subject of the biggest debate topic out of anybody's streams. If you guys go back and watch my streams, go watch other people's in Pokemon streams 3 years ago, people did not believe in modern sealed product. People thought the big 2021 COVID era was it. That was the boom and bust. And the whole modern sealed bubble had popped, and it was going to take years and years and years for you to even see gains anymore in modern sealed. It was not accepted like it is now. The acceptance rate, the confidence level that we have now, it's changed the game. And thinking that the game is going to go back to the way it was because we had one event where a market ran up and then came down, and you think that is indicative of what's happening right now? Guys, back then, we didn't have every single box in an era at $200, right? We didn't have distributors sell out of every single item they had. We didn't have boxes sit over $200 for very much time at all. Vivid Voltage hit it, Battle Styles hit it, but after the second waves came, they all came back down, right? And so the idea that anything in the past is indicative of what's happening right now, it's a pipe dream. It's a fairy tale. And I understand it's fun to believe in fairy tales, right? I like to watch Disney movies, but when you turn the movie off, you got to wake up. This is reality. And you either accept reality or you continue to live in your own fantasy land, but just don't get upset when reality doesn't match fantasy land. That's all I got, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We're out.